Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am blessed and highly favored to have the teacher here today. How are you today, Kim?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you, Kim?
I'm doing wonderful. I love the glasses, the hairstyle. You look
Thank
fly
you.
over there.
Thank you. You too. You too. That's what it's all about.
And you know what? These are just reading glasses, so I don't even need glasses like just every day in life.
Okay.
But when I'm on this good show, I'll be like, I better get right here on these glasses.
Well, that's awesome. You don't need glasses.
But I do need them for anytime I'm looking at stuff and trying to, read some different comments. And a lot of times our viewers will actually comment. And speaking of which, go ahead and let us know where you're visiting in from. Type your name, say, hey, I'm here. And you all know how you do in the virtual studio audience. You may talk to someone else that's on the other side of the room. Go ahead and give all your shout outs and put their names and say, hey, girl, I'm over here. I see you too. Talk to each other. Enjoy yourselves. That's what I'm happy to have happen here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Candy, where are you located?
I am in Greensboro, North Carolina.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. So I don't think we're that far from each other. So I'm from here, and I love North Carolina.
I love it too. Love it. Love, love, love. I'm from Newport News, Virginia originally.
Okay.
But I was born and raised in Newport News and then went to college at James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia. And then I ended up going to live in multiple places because of the pharmaceutical industry and traveling and stuff. And ultimately ended up even traveling with Les Brown around the country, teaching people how to start their own seminar businesses from scratch. So
wow,
been quite a few places, but have settled down here in Charlotte, North Carolina for the last
awesome. I love Charlotte.
Me too. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, what were you drinking over there? What's in your cup?
What's in my cup is coffee.
Okay.
I am a coffee drinker, and I do 1 cup a day. And
Okay.
I didn't get started as soon as I wanted to because I am the primary caregiver of my father who has dementia, and we just kind of got a late start this morning. I also work from home as well, and so I have to work all of this in on lunch breaks and things like that. And then on top of that, I have my workout sessions that I put in there because I have a coach, and I never thought that I would need a coach to watch me do sit-ups. But
that's cute how you put it.
At
like
some
watching
point,
you do sit-ups. It's like, no, I didn't think I would ever get to this place in life that I needed somebody to manage my exercise. But yeah, go ahead.
I never thought. I had been doing it all my life. Well, ever since I had children to try and maintain my body. But then it got to a point where I had to maintain stress level, numbers to make sure that I do what I need to do with the doctor. It just became a whole lifestyle. And I said, I think I need a coach at this point in my midlife, so that's what I do.
That's good that you say that because I actually just joined a group yesterday and they're talking about like just overall like transformational health and things. And I was thinking that they were going to just jump right into like, what do you do to get, detoxed and all of these different things. But it really went back to mindset and some of that stuff from just a foundational perspective. And I was like, okay, it is actually Joe D. Bear is the person that,
Yeah, I
so I
know
just
Jody
recently
Bear.
joined her program with that. And I thought that was pretty amazing. I was like, so she's like going all the way back to the beginning. Let's deal with inflammation and stress and stuff. I'm like, I guess I might be having some of these things that you are in denial about, but I don't even think about that. One thing that she was saying is that a lot of times people pass away and they may pass away with the diagnosis of a specific disease, but the fact that it was that underlying inflammation and stuff that was in the body that was aiding and abetting it type of thing. I was like, I didn't even think like that. Is anybody else out here that thinks like that? I didn't know that. Did you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. My parents are older than I am. I mean,
Yeah, I
significantly
hope your
old,
parents are older than you are. Maybe just at least
significantly
by
old. I'm
maybe
the baby.
15 years. I'm not joking. You go ahead. Go ahead. My parents are older than I
That was
am.
weird. But I'm the baby, is what I'm saying. So when I came along, my parents were in their 30s, but my sisters, they were, like 10 and 12 years older than I was. So when my father retired,
Mhm.
I was maybe about 20, just getting married and all that kind of stuff. And then
Right.
um, he had to have a bypass. And that was my first awakening to, okay, things accumulate in our bodies. We have to, because
Mhm.
he was totally like fit and just strong and moving around. And actually, his dementia is a result of clogged arteries because we have, vascular things going on and arteries and veins and vessels and things in our brain. And when plaque gets caught in the area that leads to our heart, it also gets caught in the area that leads to our brain. So he has
Interesting.
aortic stenosis, where the aortic valve was full of plaque and stopping blood flow and things like that. So it is definitely vascular dementia that we have to be, you know,
Wow.
cognizant about, because you don't even think about what you're eating affecting your mind. And
That is
so,
unbelievable. I didn't even know. I'm learning so much just from
yeah,
guests that come on the show myself. I didn't even know that. So it's like the stenosis, all of the stuff that's going on right there in the stent area, in the
yeah,
artery, aortic artery right there is
exactly.
blocking the passage. Well, I know about that, that it's
Yeah,
blocking ways that can get to the brain, information that
yeah.
can get to the brain properly. But I didn't realize that that could help lead
It's
to
all
dementia.
connected,
Wow. I'm gonna
it's
tag
all
some people on this
connected.
because this is some good. I know I have friends that deal and care for their aging parents, and I would love for them to hear some of this. And I actually have someone that's actually a therapist that came on the Kim Jacobs show before. I just tagged her too. This is some good information. And we didn't even introduce you yet, by the way. So this is just starting off with just a conversation, everybody. Listen, we're talking with Candy Jeter, who's already coming on with such a calming spirit, and she's caring for her father, which she told me backstage that, hey, you might hear my dad. Stop it, hero. So I told you this is a show about how you balance life. So,
Yeah.
okay, right down here, I'm going to show you guys. Okay, this is crazy. Look at this. So right down here, can you see my dog?
Yes.
So Hero's down there biting my cords. I'm like, stop it, Hero. You know he wrapped around, and my computer is such that Hero. Listen, look. Oh my gosh. I knew I should have just not had him down here. Do you hear me calling your name, Hero? Because you causing a little ruckus down here. I'm trying to do a show, dog. I'm trying my best, okay? But anyway, so let me go back, everybody.
I have mine down here too.
Oh, do
One
you?
of mine. Yeah.
I'm like, Hero, you got me all jacked up down here, licking my toe. And I'm like, dog, you got too much going on down there. I should have put you back in the other room. But I don't want to scream for one of my kids. But the point that I was going to make is that this show is about how we balance different aspects of our lives. So we can't put everything on hold just because we have a show. It's like, oh, everybody go, run. It's how we're balancing our lives. And you are caring for your aging father, and he's been diagnosed with dementia. when we come back, I'd like for you to we're going to introduce you, but I also actually before we take the commercial break, let's do this. Just talk to us for a moment about how is it caring for a loved one that's your parent, somebody that's cared for you all of these years. Now it's reverse psychology type of thing, and you're caring for your parent. Tell us briefly about that experience and what it's been like for you.
Well, first of all, it's been an honor because I have had the best parents that anybody could ask for. And I'm not just saying that. People who, when I was a child, they would come to my house and they would just say, we just love your parents. They fell in love with them. And I had this feeling when I was younger that I would need to take care of them because, like I said, they were so much older than I was in my mind compared to my friends' parents, that I remember looking up at my big sister when I was maybe about in the 5th grade. And I was like, when I get older, I'm going to have a baby. I'm going to get married. I said, and I'm going to take care of my parents. And she reminds me of that to this day. She said, you always said you wanted to get to a place where you could take care of your parents. And I just felt like that was my way of giving back,
That's right.
So it's an honor, and it can be stressful, but because my mindset is different than this is something that I have to do.
Wow.
This is something that was done for me, and this is the cycle of life, and I'm just returning the favor.
Oh,
That reduces my stress significantly.
that's huge advice. And see, only a person that's going through that can officially tell someone from a personal account how to be able to have that level of relaxation and
Yeah.
comfort and peace and honor and dignity and integrity and love and adoration, all of that stuff. I'm just making up a whole bunch of words. But the fact that you feel that and you're feeling that for your dad, it's not a burden at all. What a blessing. That
Yeah.
can help. Do you know how many people that can help?
Mm.
Because I haven't
Mm.
encountered that. My dad passed away right in front of me actually
Oh,
last year.
wow.
Yes, 2 days ago was the death anniversary date. And I did not, I had grown up with my mom as a single mother. And my dad and we reconnected and everything. And at first, for many years, I was like so upset and disgruntled, and I was mad. And I was like, how can you not? I'm doing everything I can to be the best daughter I can be and all of this stuff. But as time went on, God just totally transformed his life and he became a bishop. And I do believe that God can change people. He can
Yeah.
change people. And
Yeah.
God allowed me to be there, Candy, with him as he took his last breath. And I personally think that was a gift to me from God.
It's a gift.
As weird as it may seem, because one of his final words, he said a lot of funny things actually. When he was getting ready to pass, he was like, "Come here, Kim. Come here, Kim." But one of my family members, she makes wigs or something, and it's braided hair already, Candy, right? And it's really gorgeous. I was like, "Girl, I need to get one of them wigs. It's already pre-braided with a part." I'm getting that. So I guess he could hear the conversation, right? And he said, "Kim, I don't want to get emotional. That's probably shouldn't say.
Wow.
But he said, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. And I listened. He said, don't buy no hair. I should be thinking this right now. This is not the time to be thinking about don't buy no hair. And then one of the final things he said to me was literally, you'll always be my daughter.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And that was something I needed to hear from all that we had experienced in our lives. So with you having your dad to care for and him being a great, I see you rubbing that dog, with him being a great father to you, I'm glad to hear that it's an honor for you to serve him in that capacity.
Yes.
So, all right, listen, everybody. This is so unorthodox. Candy, I don't know what you're bringing out of me today. You're bringing out some balance, some serenity, some emotional mastery. And this is not how the flow of the show goes. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a commercial break. I'm going to come back and introduce Candy Jeter to you guys. And she's going to be talking to us today about emotional mastery. She's a coach and truly an expert at it. So we'll be right back right after this commercial break.
It's not just another day, it's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, and we are back. And again, the dog, your dad doesn't, whoever is in the background, don't worry about this. This is about how we balance our lives. And today, Candy Jeter is going to be talking to us about how she does just that, how she balances different aspects of her life. So, Candy, I think what I'm really interested in doing is being able to hear your backstory. But before we do that, I want to introduce you. So Candy Jeter, she uses her emotional Mindscape method, which we're going to talk about here today, to help successful women in midlife. That's probably why right there, it's like I feel like I'm on your sofa, Candy. I'm drinking my water.
Yeah.
You bring that out of me. How are you doing that to me? Wait, that's right. Oh my gosh, that's right. You are like Candy. Did you do something to me before? Oh, I forgot what in the whole world, Candy. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kim, you are cracking me up.
Candy, I forgot about this part. Okay, let me get serious, y'all. But it's something. It's probably something Candy done did that is her gifting over there. But now you'll see why. Listen. She uses her emotional Mindscape method to help successful women in midlife train their minds to master their emotions without doubting themselves so that they can surpass their goals without stress and overwhelm. She is a licensed hypnotherapist. That's what I forgot right there. She is a licensed hypnotherapist specializing in weight release, relationship recovery, anxiety reduction, using rapid transformational therapy. We're going to learn a lot more about that today. She's also the author of books, and we'll talk about those books and her program that she has that's in 20 Freedom in 21 Days. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Wow. Okay. So Candy, take us back a little bit. You already told us about your family. You told us you grew up with loving parents. And so you're caring for your dad. You have a dog. You all of these things, but take us where you want us to go from that point
on. Well, I think I started my journey. We all, come here with an assignment, and it takes us a minute to figure out what the assignment is because we have to collect the tools along the way. And that's all life experience is. You go through an experience, you pick up some tools, you don't know that's what you're doing. And then you go to the next experience and you pick up some tools and you just keep collecting your tools along the way until you get to a point where it's time to use them. And for everybody, it's a different time. And so, you're always going to get your experiences on the front end or the back end. And because I had such a wonderful childhood, my major trials and tribulations didn't start until my marriage, right? And a lot of times people think, oh, if you have a wonderful childhood, that builds the foundation for wonderful relationships. Well, that's not always the truth, because sometimes having a wonderful foundation can make you think that everything else is wonderful. And that's not real life, right?
That's good.
But the good thing about having a great foundation is that when things aren't the way that they need to be, you don't get swept away by them because you do have the foundation. So I'm not necessarily a proponent of saying, you need to get it hard. When you're young, you need to have such a hard life in order to be prepared for life. That's not necessarily the case. You definitely need to know that life isn't always a bed of roses, but who you are at your core can never be shaken. And it's time to get to that, right? Whenever you have experiences and know what that is. And so I had to learn that it wasn't about getting married and having children in this life that I was raised to have, because I came from a very religious home. And pretty much that's what we were raised as girls to do.
Right.
And so when that happened, and I had to have a crash course in how to go through trials and tribulations and raise kids and go through divorce and start all over and over and over and over again, I learned that those are things that happen for us rather than to us.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agreed to those things subconsciously before they even happen. I agreed.
How
to those.
so? Because I would like to know, when you say you agreed to those subconsciously, because it's subconscious, how do you even know that it's really something that you're technically agreeing to?
Because before we get into anything, we always know what we're getting into, even if we don't know. We always have this thing that, and even, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Whatever that knowing is already there. And it's already laid out. And when we think that we are knowing so much, there's so much more that needs to be known. And we can't necessarily say that, we on some level, we know.
That's good.
And we're signing up for these lessons because they're all preparing us to use the tools that we're here to use in order to fulfill our earthly assignments. And so that is something that it took a while for me to figure out.
Okay.
But that is how we learn who God is for ourselves, because when we first get here, our parents are God. We don't know anything else. And then they teach us about God through their eyes.
That's right.
And then you got society telling you who God is.
Right.
Its framework. And then it's not until you have your own experiences,
That's right,
until you truly understand who God is in you.
In me. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think some of life's, and please, everyone in the virtual studio audience, feel free to type your questions, your comments. We'll pop them up throughout the broadcast. And already, if you're just learning something, put a 1 in the comments, just so I know you're out there, whether you type your name or not. Put a 1 in the comments and just say, yes, this is resonating with me. What she's already sharing is just some great information. And definitely invite your friends and family. Candy, I can think for myself, when I'm hearing you speak, it immediately pulls out a lot of thoughts and things that you say you sign up for. You're talking from a relational perspective. You kind of underlying knew what you were getting into. Is that what you're saying? Before you ever got into it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were there signs and things that happened?
Yes. And this is the thing. A lot of the times we're shown things, especially as women, we're shown things.
That's right.
And we feel as though
that's good.
What we think can fix it will fix it.
Interesting.
And then we say, oh, well, I do know that they lie. I do know that they may not be where I need them to be financially right now. I do know and see that they don't manage their money quite like I do. But once we do A, B, and C, I'm pretty sure they're going to see the value in doing those things later. So let's just go ahead and let's see how this goes. And let's go ahead and pour ourselves into this, because if we pour ourselves into this, then surely this person is going to see the value. And that's not just with spouses. That is with parents who are not connecting with their children. Right. We feel as though if we love them enough, that they're going to love us back. That is with bosses who don't give you the promotions you deserve. We feel as though if we do the work, they're going to notice us and they're going to give us the promotion. So we feel that being good people is going to give us something. And we also feel that being good is going to get us into some people who believe in heaven. Everybody doesn't believe in heaven. So my messages are for people who don't necessarily believe in God, don't believe in heaven. I know some people who say, well, I only work with believers. I only work with
No,
people
on this platform,
yeah,
anybody, no matter what you believe, you can come and be a part of it.
yeah,
And the thing
yeah,
is, the thing is, everybody does not believe in Jesus or even in God. Some people believe in whatever the case may be. I welcome people from all
yeah,
walks of life because people connect differently with different kinds of people. Very
yes,
important. But
yes.
I pray if you come on the Kim Jacobs show, before we go live, I'm going to pray in my Lord and Savior's name, Jesus Christ, before we go hit
Right.
that live button. You can pray in whoever name you do. And it's
Yeah.
okay. You can pray. I promise you, pray in whoever name you want. Hang your soul on what you believe. Before we go live, I'm praying in Jesus' name. Go ahead.
Right, right. And so I operate on principle. Principles can't be denied.
Right.
Principles can't be refuted because if you understand the principle of Christ consciousness, if you understand the principles of higher living, if you understand the principles of these works I do, so shall you do also. It doesn't matter where this energy, where this force comes from. If you understand that you were created with that in you, and I can get you to tap into that, whatever is meant to come of that is going to come of that, right?
Girl, God done gifted you, right? He
So,
empowered you to be able to be equipped with this specific gift that's going to change the world in this regard of just the mindset of
yeah.
having the understanding of the background and the principles. Y'all, I mean, there's some serious stuff that's being dropped here. So please make sure y'all just flood all of your tribes and people. You know how you get your group, your crew. Tell them, come on in, y'all. Come on
Come
in.
on
Listen,
in.
we
Come
feel as
on in.
please look.
Yes.
We feel as though we can change the relationships we're in. Being good will get us something more, is what Candy Jeter is saying. Operate on the principles, understanding the background of those principles. Yes, I see you. Jolisa said yes in Jesus' name. One. Lillian said one. And let's see. Veronica said, this is my cousin, said one. Yes, this is totally resonating with me. Jaleesa was on yesterday and she had an
Jaleesa is
amazing,
my sister.
she had
I
an
love
amazing story.
Jaleesa.
Y'all invite the same your friends from yesterday too, Jaleesa. Share it. One. Yes, I am loving all this beautiful natural hair. Girl, we had
Thank
our
you,
story
Jaleesa.
backstage, right? Your hair look good over there.
Thank you.
Mine is torn between hot curl and afro. Like in the back is straight afro, and the front is hot
Well,
curl. It's all kind of stuff.
I may have left out that, my previous life, I was a licensed cosmetologist.
You
Um,
left that out. That's why your curls are popping over there.
I
You may have
did,
left out. I was wondering what
and
kind of product she using over there.
yeah, and I was trained and groomed by Mr. Joe Dudley himself,
Get
and
out
he has
of here.
just, he poured into us when we were under him, and about entrepreneurship and about, just taking control of your financial life. And there were no excuses. If you were under him, you were expected to open up a salon, no matter how small it was. So I had owned 2 salons before my divorce, and then afterwards I sold them, went to college and got all my degrees and thought that that was going to do something. And that was what the whole thing was about, to accumulate whatever you want to accumulate. But until you tap into the I am, it doesn't matter. You can't hide behind titles, and you can
Nope.
achieve anything that you want to achieve. You can reach your goal weight. You can finish your degree. You can buy your dream home. You can do all of these wonderful things. But until you tap into the I am, you are basically spinning your wheels, because at the end of the day, once you walk across that stage and get the degree, you come back home to what? once you finish signing the lease on your new business or the mortgage on your new home, you come back home to what? What's there? And when I say home, I mean to yourself.
To me, right.
Right.
That's why our joy can't be. I'm a big proponent of my joy that you see is not in any other human being. There is nothing that my mom, nothing that my dad, nothing that Frank, nothing that my children can do to give me the joy of what the Lord gives me.
That's it.
Exclamation point. It's just the joy of the Lord gives me strength.
That's all.
I love my family. Don't get me wrong. I love family. I love people being, and I think that you can become a better person because of the people that you have around you and that you surround yourself with. But my ultimate peace of mind,
It comes
does not
from
come from
within.
Les Brown, from anybody. It comes from the Lord himself, and knowing that he has me covered.
Yeah.
And he's going to put the appropriate people into my life that need to further complement what he's already equipped me with.
Yeah.
Right? Is that how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel. I
Put a
always
bunch of
tell
words in your
people,
mouth.
no, that's it. I tell people, when you lose something, instead of saying, why me, ask yourself, who am I without the thing that I lost? Who am I without that? Because that's what loss comes to teach us. Who are you without the things that you're trying to get? Who are you without the things that you're trying to get? Who are you if you don't pass that exam? Who are you if you get turned down for your mortgage? Who are you if your marriage decides to disintegrate before your very eyes? Who are you if you lose your child?
Girl, you right. You know what? You must have, did you do research on me before? Because you are right down my lane. You're gonna break me down on this show. You're gonna put me, I'm going under.
I remember when you came in, but and you did share that. But I have close personal friends who've been through that, and wonderful people that I have met, that I've worked with, and that's a whole different song that you all have to sing that nobody else can sing.
Yeah.
Nobody else can sing that song. Nobody else can even pretend like they know what that song sounds like or feels like coming out. So hats off to you being here, pushing through and moving through. That is such a higher calling that people can't even touch. Thank you for being here as a witness.
I'm gonna put you over in this seat in a minute because I ain't gonna be able to keep hosting. You keep on going down this road. You done took my whole seat away over here. Yes, Jaleesa said a mutual feeling, loving the crown.
Oh, Jaleesa.
Queens dropping gems. That's good. Hashtagging Queens dropping gems. Yes, popping in. Regalness rightfully fit for a king. Thank you, Lillian. Yeah, this is interesting conversation because I know as we talk more about emotional mastery, you've been through some battles that I'd like for you to be able to just share, maybe even just like your top 2 or 3 that you want to share with the public about any battles that you've experienced that you've had to overcome. Let's do that right when we come back after this commercial break. So I can get my throat right messing with Candy over here, okay? Definitely, I can tell you it's just something, I don't know. I can't pinpoint specifically what it is. I believe it's just God in her that is using her to use her gifts and her talents, and it resonates with people. So and any other guest that's been on the show will not say that I said this to them, because I say whatever the Lord is putting in my spirit to say to that individual. And so I just thank you for using your gifts and your talents here today.
Thank you.
All right. What I actually am going to do right now is I'm going to share for this next episode sponsor. I'm going to put the link in in the actual comment section too. But I do want to take you here where Lindio, Central Charlotte, learn how to be the bank. They have the one and only business funding master course coming up, and they're going to be offering this for only $170 for limited time only. There is a brief video here I'll play as the commercial right now. Can you hear that? No, you can't see that. Let me put that in. Wait a minute. There we go. Can you see that? Perfect.
Yeah, I see that.
Hey, this is the funded CEO, man. Hey, just coming out of one of these banks. I want to let you guys know, man. May the 10th, I'm going to introduce to you how close you are to being the bank. You got to tap in, guys. This is the funding CEO, man. Hey, look, the first fintech banking owner here in North Carolina, South Carolina area. You got to be there, guys. Listen, man, I'm going to be dropping so much information, secret sauce on all underwriting criteria. What the banks have been holding back from you guys for years, not telling you. I'm going to drop it in this webinar, guys, because I want you guys to go out here and be able to have some healthy businesses, okay? You can be able to walk into banks or walk in any type of situation when it comes to funding for your small businesses. I'm so pumped, man. This is my way of giving back, man. $20 million with small businesses over the last few years. And I'm going to drop it all in this webinar, guys. Just pay attention, man. Hey, May the 10th, man, 6:30. Be there, all right? Don't play small, man. If you're going to think, like I always tell you, think big. Peace, funding CEO.
All right. Listen, make sure that you all are at this event. I changed the background because I wasn't sure how the color would look, but let's see here. There you are, the webinar, and the link to be able to register is on May 10th, and it's webinars.lindioclt.com. He's going to be teaching us how to be the bank. I think that is just admirable. Make sure that we learn how to be the bank. It's one thing to get funding from a bank. It's another thing to be the bank. So Thank you so much for being one of today's episode sponsors, Lindio, Central Charlotte. And make sure you all check out that event. Make sure you let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way too. All right. So talk to us, Candy, about some of the battles you may have experienced as well.
Well, the battles are pretty much the same as a lot of people go through. I always say they're like 5 Ds. Let's see if I can remember them. We have death, and we have divorce, and we have disaster, we have debt, and we have disease.
Death, divorce, disaster.
Yeah, death, divorce, disaster, debt,
and disease. Wow.
Those are the 5 Ds that everybody will deal with, one, if not all of them, before they leave the planet. And when those things happen, how do we deal with them? How does stress from those 5 things affect you? And for me, it affects my respiratory system.
Wow.
Right? So the way that it affected me was I'm suppressing the negative and I'm trying to operate strictly on the positive because I don't want anybody to have to deal with the negative. I don't want to have to deal with the negative, right? So I suppress it, and then it goes into my respiratory system and it manifests as asthma. So we all have some type of dis-easement of that we deal with whenever we're stressed. And mine comes after the event is over. So it took me a long time to correlate asthma attacks with a stressful event, because while I'm going through something, I'm perfectly fine. When it's over and I'm relaxed, then we're talking about going into something that manifests itself as me going to the hospital and spending 7 days in the emergency room for maybe about the 4th time. with asthma, which turned into double pneumonia.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
I was just there. And that was when I said, okay, I got to do something different. What can I do? Well, at the time I was finishing up my dissertation, and I realized that as I had finished defending it and I had been accepted, it had been accepted, and I was getting ready to go on this journey of getting my doctorate degree. I was just worn out by now, right? This is maybe 10 years after my divorce. And so I'm still operating in force. And that's kind of how I came up with my program, shifting from force to power. A lot of the
Wow.
times when things happen to us, we're forcing through it. We're forcing and forcing and forcing, which is what happens when you start your car and you press on the
Right, on the
accelerator.
gas.
You're
Yeah,
forcing
right.
it, which is fine. But if you're constantly doing that and it never goes in drive and you don't engage everything else so that the horsepower can kick in and carry
Right.
you where you need to go, you're going to burn out your engine, right? You're going
That's
to,
right.
mess up some belts and tires
A
and things
whole
like
bunch
that
of
because
stuff.
you're not going anywhere.
Right.
And that's what I mean, the difference between achieving and the difference between being successful. Achievement means I got in the car, I started the car, I'm doing the thing, but I'm not really going anywhere. I'm not really going anywhere with it, and I'm not able to sustain it because
Yeah.
I'm sick and I have to stop and go to the hospital. And now I'm confronted with, do I keep going or do I tell my ego to sit down? And let's evaluate what you really need to do. You don't really need to get your PhD. You've already gotten the tools that I talked about earlier that you need in order to accomplish your earthly assignment. And getting your PhD is not one. No sense in spending another $60,000 and another 5 years on research just so people can call you doctor. By this time, everybody was already calling me doctor. So you may hear people call me doctor just out of it because I had already gotten there. So I called
They
my
call me
advisor.
doctor too, and I'm the balanced doctor. So there's the MD and the PhD, and I'm the BD. Okay, go ahead.
And so I called my advisor. I said, look, what can I do to just stop this journey? I said, I have other things I want to do. I don't want to go any further. And he said, well, you've already done all your research and everything. You can just get your EDS. I said, send me my, I was getting ready to tease, but send me my certificate in
Right
the
away.
mail.
Right.
I'm done. I'm done. And that was the beginning of me shifting into my power. I was no longer forcing, and I became aware of what force feels like and what power feels like.
Yes.
And the difference between the two, or what can make the difference between the two, is shifting from the head to the heart. Right? The head tells you what you should be doing. The heart tells you what you're created to do
Wait,
and
we
who
got
you're
to capture
created
that.
to
So
be.
the head tells what you should be doing. Somebody else typed that too in the studio audience. But the heart
Tells you
tells
who you're created to be.
you who you are created to be.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a
Wow.
totally different paradigm shift that takes place
That's
when you're
good.
shifting from forcing life and into power. And once you get into your power, you have engaged into drive. You know where you're going, your navigation system is
Yes.
working, and you literally can get from point A to point B without fear of loss and frustration and anxiety and all of the things that we are forcing ourselves through.
That's interesting, and I'm going to interject for a quick second because we're over the years being a mother of 5 and being married for 28 years and all of that stuff that was going on in my life, and I actually being a leader in ministry, which has like been a true honor and privilege to be able to lead God's people, right? I thought there's no way I could ever take on more because I have so much already going on.
Right.
But it's like when peace comes over you and you know that God has you called to do certain things, then it's almost like you have the capacity or the wherewithal. I don't even know what the right wording is, but it seems like everything falls into alignment. And some
Yes,
of
it
the things that are being blessings in my life now are
does. Yeah,
things I would have thought I would have lost it. Like I would be like,
that's
there's no
right.
way I could do this. I can't help less in this regard. I can't do this for the E-Women Network. Blah, blah, blah. That'd be too much. Oh, wait, how am I do this? How am I balance this? I would be overloaded.
Yeah.
But now it's like I can embrace it and I have the capacity
So
to
let me
be
tell
able
you
to
what
handle
that
it.
is. You have expanded your consciousness,
Wow.
meaning that when we are in force mode, we're narrow minded and we're thinking from the mind and we're thinking,
That's
oh, it
good.
has to be like this, it has to be like that. But when you tap into the unlimited potential of what we've been created to be, and you just
Yes.
allow this space and you open up to it and you expand, then what happens? Everything that you think is negative shrinks, everything that's positive kind of just gets bigger. And
Yeah.
then you are allowing more love in, you're allowing more support in, you're allowing more ways to think about what it is that is directly related to your purpose. And
Mm,
once you figure that out, everything fits
that's
because you can say,
so
this is a part of my purpose. Come on in. This is a part of my purpose. This is happening for my good.
yes. Yes. I'm
Yeah.
loving I mean, I wish I could tag everybody. This is just incredible what you're sharing. And anybody that's missing out on this, I'm telling you, you definitely want to encourage people to go back and watch this replay. We can accept more in because we're living our purpose versus living by force. That
Yes.
is such great teaching that you're sharing. So, this is a part of your emotional mastery program. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
How do people get involved in the emotional mastery program? And you have a specific coined term. What is it called? And I have it here, but I want you to talk about emotional mindscape method. Talk to us about that.
The emotional mindscape method involves a lot of shifting the mind. There are 9 steps. And one thing about it is if you think about these 9 steps, first what we normally do is we go through this analyzing phase where we have to know what's blocking you. And so anybody that wants to just see a little bit of it can go to the iamcandytjeter.com, and I have like the 3 most potent power blockers. And it's a short, excerpt of what I go over in my program that I just share with everybody. And it just goes, I have a schedule there if you want to schedule something, but just listen to that. And then we go into identifying your hard experience in life,
That's so
um,
good.
and how it actually ties into the desires of your heart. And when we talk about the desires of our heart, we don't even pay those any attention, but that's the driving force that we wake up and go to bed with every night. What's
Yeah.
drowning it out are the desires of other people and society and culture and religion and all of those things. And then we start operating with those things in mind while the
Yeah.
desires of our heart are actually pushing us to do certain things. And so sometimes there's a conflict. So once we identify what your heart experience is and how it ties into the desires of your heart, then we make the adjustment to prepare to shift from the mind to the heart so that you can access that power that we just finished talking about. And then in phase 2, we just start shifting, and then we shift into that desired state of mind, so that you don't have to risk running out of energy, right?
Right.
So that you don't run out of energy before you actually reach your goals. People, feel like they got to wake up with coffee. People feel like they got to sleep late. People feel like I got to do this in order to just, and you do need to rest, and you do need to do
Yes.
certain things that you need to do and eat right so that you can energize the body. But the type of tired and energy I'm talking about is mental exhaustion.
Mental
Where no matter,
exhaustion is very different.
yeah,
Very different than
no
just
matter
being
how much
tired.
sleep you get, no matter how
Right.
much exercise you do, no matter how well you eat, you are mentally exhausted. Well, we got to shift you out of the mind into the heart, because the heart has unlimited amounts of energy. And then after you do that, then we help you rearrange the concept you have of yourself so that you can be your best self. And people don't realize it, but how we feel about ourselves is how we feel about God. And so you have to rearrange how you feel about yourself so that you can have a better perspective about God, right?
Preach, Dr. Candy T.
So,
Jeter. Yes, I'm
yes,
telling you, I don't care if I know whether you got the paper or not. You Dr. Candy to me, because this right here is everything that people need to understand to get better
yes.
as we go on this journey called life. Listen, when we come back from this commercial break, I want you to tell us about your family. Tell us about your books. I mean, you got a lot of stuff that you have up inside of you. So please, I don't know if that's the right terminology. Never mind. Built inside this coming up out of your loins or your I don't think I'm gonna be able to get out of it. I said something that I'm like trying to figure out how to get out of it. Let's just carry on. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
We are back, and we're talking with Candy T. Jeter, and she's been talking to us about emotional wellness, basically, and it's such a transformational discussion. Talk to us about your family, hypnotherapy, and your books. Why hypnotherapy? Talk to us.
Hypnotherapy was what helped me get my breathing under control. Breathing is the number one thing that helps in emotional management. And a lot of people overlook it. I was not breathing. When I was in the hospital and I kept trying to figure out how to get out of here, and the doctor kept coming in and out of my room and leaving me there, I had to figure out, how do I get out of here? And that was when I heard let go. And I was like, well, what do you mean let go? I'm talking like, let go. I've let go of a house. I've let go of 2 businesses. I let go of a marriage. I let go of everything. What are you telling me? Like, no, you didn't let go. You had it taken away from you, but you're still holding on. Let go. And
That's good.
you did not let go. You had it taken away from you. How many of you have had things taken away from you and you think you've let go, but you haven't? And so when you don't let go, you send a signal to your nervous system that it is still in fight mode. That causes inflammation. That causes things to happen. You're telling your nervous system that there's something going on that it needs to get in gear to get rid of or help you fight, right?
Yeah.
And so my bronchial tubes would just seize up, and I wouldn't be able to breathe. So I took a deep breath, not very intentionally. And I had already been practicing yoga breathing and all that. That's why I say you can have the knowledge.
Right.
People don't perish from the lack of knowledge. They
I don't
perish
think I
from
breathed
the
through the
lack
whole
of
show.
application, right?
Say it one more time.
People don't perish for the lack of knowledge. They perish from the lack of application. If you do perish from the lack of knowledge, it's from the lack of knowledge in who you are to be able to apply what you've learned.
That's good. That's
Right.
good.
So
Wow.
I had to apply this breathing stuff. And so I started to breathe, and I realized that I hadn't been breathing for years properly at all. And I still hold my breath whenever something happens. That's the first thing I do. But I know, and I can feel myself doing it. And I have an exercise where I just open my hands, and it reminds me to breathe, because I will clench my hands as well. So pay attention to your body and how your body physiologically reacts to your emotions, and simultaneously allow your body to relax and release, and then you'll be able to easier relax and release the situation. So, but I wanted to figure out how to lock that in, and I started exploring hypnotherapy. And then I did it for myself, and then I got certified to be able to do it for others, so that we could make progress quicker. Hypnotherapy, you only need 6 sessions, as opposed to cognitive behavioral therapy, you need about 27 sessions. And then psychotherapy, sometimes you need maybe about 600 sessions. So hypnotherapy really cuts like butter through the subconscious, and it allows you to be able to release by putting the critical mind to sleep, so that you can really get to work on the hard core of the issues.
Now, hypnotherapy, because I'm sure this may, hopefully it's a question you all have in the studio audience. Do you have to go to sleep? Like, I know I went to a counseling session one time, and the person was going to do something. I forget what the word, it was a letter, acronym that he shared. And I was like, look, I don't know you like that. I don't want to be in here that relaxed. I'm uncomfortable with certain things. So I want to know, do you have to go to sleep for hypnotherapy, or not really?
No, you're hypnotized every day, all day.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So anytime you get engaged in a TikTok and you burn something on the stove, you were just hypnotized.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
Anytime you are driving home from work and you don't remember how you got home, you're hypnotized. Anytime you're driving back and forth somewhere and somebody's in the car with you and they notice something that you pass every day and you didn't pay it any attention, it's because you were hypnotized.
Wow.
So being under hypnosis just means that you put that part of the mind to sleep that says, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Because when you say you don't want to go to sleep, you don't want to lose control, your mind begins to automatically suppress other things that you also want.
Wow, that's good.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause it says here it's used as a guided relaxation, according to WebMD, intense concentration and focused attention to achieve a heightened state of awareness that is sometimes called like what people go into these trances type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is good information. So you're saying to suppress one area so that something else can be more heightened, that you need to be able to get more clarity and focus on.
Right.
I love that.
And the whole program is designed to pull out everything that you say you really want, because you got to make sure you understand the difference between desire, wants, and needs. So your wants are going to come from your mind.
Okay.
Desire comes from your heart, and needs are the tools that you have to have in order to make this thing happen. Okay. So we separate those things. Right? Because what you necessarily want may be in conflict with your desire, and you might not even realize that.
And this is something that you all can learn more about by going to visit iamcandyjeter.com. And it's a 9-step method to shifting your mindset, emotional Mindscape method that she offers. Wow. Okay. Tell us about your family too.
And I have 2 beautiful children. And their names are Evan and Taylor. And they are grown and doing well. My son, he is that's when I was graduating. That's when I was in and out of the hospital. That was me
Oh.
with my master's at that time. And then these are my kids. Taylor is a groomer. Now, when I was pregnant with her, I was cutting and curling and doing clients and traveling, doing hair and platform work and all that kind of stuff. And then Taylor ended up being a pet groomer. So she goes in and does all of the beautification of animals.
That's beautiful.
Right. And my son, he is a real estate enthusiast, so he loves real estate stuff, and
Wonderful.
so he's doing very well as well.
They're a handsome and beautiful family here. You have a
Thank you.
beautiful, beautiful family. Wow. I know you're so proud of them and they're so proud of you.
I
Yes.
am.
Oh, and now tell us also about your book. Your books.
So here we have well, if you don't have pictures of them, I definitely have them here.
Yes, please.
So the first one that I wrote.
For this
when
one
I
right
was-
here, I have the pictures right there.
Okay, so that 25 Thoughts About Your Destiny was my first one that I actually wrote a long time ago in 2007. And then the Letting Go is one that I recently finished a couple of years ago. And the 25 Thoughts About Your Destiny is full of prayer and scripture and just different ways of looking at life.
Wow.
So some of the titles are very, very Discover Yourself, Religion versus Spirituality, Accept Me, Soul Preservation, which is an excellent one, and Being Honest with Your Soul are just some of the things that 25 Thoughts About Your Destiny talks about. And I'm a real big I love to have places to write in books because I love writing in
Me
books.
too.
All of my
I love
have
books that have
note
that.
pages.
That's why I
in
can't
them.
let people borrow my books because I've written. I'm all on the side with them. I'm like, no, this is my personal book here. But don't worry,
Yeah.
Mom. I'll get you a copy of these books because I know she's going to type in there, Kim, I want a copy of those. So I will get you a copy of those books. And
Yeah, I'll send them. I'll send them to you.
And where do people go to get a copy of the books?
Well, you can go to thelettinggobook.com.
Oh,
Just get a book.
lettinggobook.com.
Thelettinggobook.com.
Put the THE.
Mm-hmm.
thelettinggobook.com. And that's where they can, that's really good. Y'all, please, if you don't do anything else today from hearing this episode, go get this book. Let it bless your life. Dr. Candy T. I'm making my own designation. Yes, the Kim Jacobs Show has appointed you doctor. Yes, for what that's worth. Okay. Anyway, Dr. Candy T. Jeter, and get a copy of her book at thelettinggobook.com. Make sure that you don't let today end without you going to get that book if possible. And also, if you are someone that is interested in starting your own show from scratch, take a moment to go and visit kimjacobsconsulting.com. There are so many guests that's coming on. I know at least this week for sure that need to have some type of show. And so feel free to go and visit kimjacobsconsulting.com. If you're watching this show and see it, then it gives you 25% off of the regular price. And you will get to own the contents to your own show creation. And I walk you through that process in a 6-week training. And anybody that's interested in pouring into keeping this program thriving so that we can bring wonderful guests like Dr. Candy Jeter and all of the people that come onto this platform. It's original program content. So you don't just go and find it anywhere else, like talking about it. Please make sure that you know, here are some of the ways that you can support. And most importantly, go and support our guests today by visiting I Am Candy, CANDI T Jeter, JETER.com. Closing comments from you, Candy.
Reconstruct the world by reconstructing your mind. I know you can do it.
Wow. Reconstruct the world by reconstructing your mind. Wow. All right. Listen, tomorrow we have another fantastic guest coming here on the Kim Jacobs Show. She's going to be talking about healing. And so this whole week has been about healing in your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, emotionally. Listen, Thursday, we have a graduation happening, and you don't want to miss that. And then we have our Freestyle Friday coming up, which we have some of our experts that come on and share their amazing tips with you. So we'll see you all in the virtual studio audience tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Drop the mic. Somebody said, drop the mic, sis.
Jaleesa.
Yes, yes. Kim, please give me both of those books. Seriously. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. I will. Okay. And then somebody said they are absolutely beautiful. Talking about your children. That's Jaleesa.
Thank you.
And Dr. Opanad said, hello, Kim Jacobs. Hello, Queens. And Jaleesa said, yes, Candy T is in the house, baby. Listen, I see some of your other comments as well. We've enjoyed our time with you all today. And listen, Candy, stay backstage, if you will, for a brief moment. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.